Hi guys, so we're up here in Lakes today rebuilding a classic Cumbrian wall. You can see it's got irregular stone. It's walled in a random style, which means it's not run in courses like you've seen on the other videos. It's run where you've got a big stone, then you split the course into two, and then you've got another. When you've got a big stone, you call that a jumper. When we're walling today, there's going to be a few things we've got to bear in mind because this is a field wall and we don't have any extra stone. So there's a limited amount of stone and fill, and we're going to have to be a bit canny with how we use it, i.e. not wasting too much fill in the bottom if we know we're going to run out. And what we're going to try and do as well with this stone is probably wall it a bit tighter than it's been walled here, or at least Ben is. Yeah, so this was sort of put up in a bit of an agricultural way. When they were building this originally, it had just been like, get it up as fast as possible. We're going to be able to take our time today and sort of enjoy fitting these weird shapes together. And yeah, through the day, I'll show you a few things of, how you work with irregular stone, because that might be what you've got with your wall. So yeah, enjoy. Right guys, so as you can see, we've stripped out this wall. We've taken out as much as we have to do. Obviously, well, the whole thing could do with being redone really, but we've taken the worst part of it out and just taken it down to a through at each side. So yeah, these throughs act as sort of, they're the strong points of the wall. So we've taken it down there, then we'll just wall it back into that and hopefully that'll be enough. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna strip out this back side of the footings, because as you can see, they've slumped over this side, and that's the reason why this bit was collapsing. This is like a typical gap you'll do in Cumbria. You know, like a big wide footing. Sometimes you have loads of stone, sometimes it's limited. Here today it's a bit limited, so we're going to just squeeze the wall in a little bit and then, see how we get on. So, nice one. Hey up guys. It's making me laugh. Right guys, so we've got all stripped out, got the footings dug out. Fucking the footings are quite... How do you wall Cumbrian stone?
Try not to.
Is it going? Right guys, we're ready to get the footings in here. It's quite wide as a footing, but we're matching the dimensions of the original wall, so that's something you've always got to do. It's the same principles as walling any other stone type. With this, it's, you're just getting length in, similar to what I said in the other videos. So it's, length in, pack it well, and even though they're different shapes, you're still abiding by the same principles. So you'll see how we do that now. Yeah, you can see in walling this stone, it's all shapey stone, you've got random shapes. So when you do wall this stone, you need to leave sort of irregularities in what you've done so that you can fit a shape in that. So there's like a dip there, and I know that there's going to be a stone that'll sink into that, and that's one of the main things about walling shapey stone. You're trying to get the contact on the bed. You get it easily with sandstone because it's so flat. You're going to get like nearly 100% bed contact, so you barely have to think about it. But with this, getting the shapes following each other is pretty crucial to building a strong wall. You don't want like points to sit on points, because then it can be quite slippy, this stone, and with a bit of movement it'll fall down. So you can see as we run along, there's like shapes, all different kinds of shapes. There's like a big dip there, and we'll just find something to sit in that. The shapes all over the place, so that's just don't worry about it if it's not perfectly level. That's what you don't want to do with this stone. So we'll see how we go on later on, but looking all right.
It's showing off, isn't it? What do you want?
Tell me how to wall.
He does that himself.
Yeah. So part of walling irregular stone is you can kind of twist them to see when they lock into place. It's not entirely crucial for them all to be like to have all the faces perfectly in line. There can be a little bit of variety as long as the general line is right. So you could that stone, the actual face is at an angle, but you can't tell when you look at it, and it's at that angle because that's where it sits best. You can see we're using the shapes of the stones to fill the irregularities in the walling, and that's how you do this sort of walling. It's nicely battered, this, it gives it a good plane when you look down it. If you don't put enough batter on, you can end up with like bits overhanging when you've got this irregular stone. Yeah, and we've obviously walled this stone, the wall, tighter than it was before because we've run out of stone. So that's the next mission, get some stone in.
Jamendo.com.
Right guys, as you can see we've got the wall done. It didn't take us too long. And hopefully you can see roughly the differences and similarities in walling rough stone compared to flat stone. You know, we're crossing the joints in the same way, so you know, you've got two there on top of one and it batters in the same way you were always walling length in. The differences are obviously you're walling the courses in a more shapey way, so that you know you can fit the shapes in the little irregularities that you've walled. You're walling like dishes like that, and then that means you've got space for a shape to fit in, and that's the key to walling this stone well. What have we done today?
We've done all sorts.
So what's the difference between walling flat stone and irregular stone, and what's the similarities?
I think the similarities are in flat stone you would get a lot more surface area contact by keeping things nice and level as the stone is bedded. With the irregular stone you're aiming for the same thing, but obviously you would like to fit shapes
into
shapes.
Yeah.
Otherwise you end up with points of contact which are often wobbly and insecure, and which will later pop out of the wall,
yeah.
which often over the years I've had to fix.
Exactly. It's a lot easier to get contact with the flat stone.
Where'd the big pile of beer go? Did you drink it already?
It's in the barrow, mate.
Where'd the big pile of beer go?
I don't know.
Yeah. You just want to fit shapes into shapes. If you've got a bit of a valley between two round stones, sit another round stone between them. Get as much surface area as possible. I'm working over the farms over the years, like one of the biggest things I see is not necessarily a gap coming down, but a hole falling out of the middle of the wall.
Yeah.
And that is from people just not really getting proper contact, and the pressure from the inside of the wall, like the vertical
Downward pressure
pops them out.
Yeah. I think with this stone, it's probably even more important to get length in as well. Compared to sandstone, which has got that contact on the bed, it's so important to get these
Especially when they're
length
so
in.
wide.
Yeah. These are just all narrow little round boulders.
In a very wide wall.
In a very wide wall.
But yeah, same principles, just a different way of going about it.
Yeah. And it'd be impossible to try and do it in the same way.
Couldn't do it. Well, what you end up with is a very level, coarse wall with very poor contact, and I would say that wall is going to fail very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Or at least sooner than I would like it to.
Quicker than a wall that's got good contact on the bed.
Yeah.
I find with this stone you've got to like twist them sometimes so that they really lock in place and get that.
You'll often put the face first, what you think is going to work.
Yeah.
And you might twist it actually slightly out of the best face for the stone.
Yeah, that's...
It almost might...
It
might make you feel like you're doing it wrong, but you're actually doing better for the wall. And also, if you if you really sort of like follow, you know, the wall with your eye, you'll still get the batter right anyway, even if you haven't quite got the best face for the stone. But the connection between the stones is a lot more important than what the face looks like. If you try and keep all the flat faces, you end up with things propped in weird ways.
Yeah.
Which is really, really not
Yeah,
great.
it'll just be on like one point at the front and then a wedge at the back.
Yeah.
So that's it. Twist them. Make sure they're solid. Yeah. Make sure each stone is solid.
Yeah.
With this stuff.
Yeah. Definitely a twist.
Well, guys, thanks for watching us put this Cumbrian wall together. I've had a good time today, and it's always good to wall with other people as well. So, cheers for watching, and see you next time.